PC747 here today. Got my Pixel 2 XL in hand. Now I'm not going to come here and give you some review because everybody else have already done that. I'm not going to add anything anyone else not going to have already presented. I'm not going to have some special tricks or tips or anything that's not already presented. Me having a phone, I kind of wanted to talk about what made me go to the Pixel 2 XL. For one, I was one of those people who read a lot of reviews and saw the complaints about the Pixel 2 XL screen, thought about switching over to the Pixel 2, but I was then also reminded that how much I hated the bezels on the Pixel 2. And you know what? Now I got the phone in hand and I'm looking at the Pixel 2 XL next to my Nexus 6 and my Motor Nexus 6P, and I'm sitting there and go and have to say, wow, I really made a big deal of this bezel thing more than I probably should have. Because looking at the Nexus 6 next to the Pixel 2, yeah, the bezels look pretty comparable. But you throw that 6P in there, man, that 6P has some bezels on it. Now, to be fair, when I bought my 6P, you know, that was at the time where no one cared about it. My gripe about it with the Pixel and the current Pixel 2 out right now is the simple fact that I felt like they need to evolve the phones. And what good way to evolve the phones than to go ahead and follow the trend. Now looking at the Pixel 2 XL, it's a beautiful looking phone. I really like the look of it. I like the feel of it. One of the first things obviously I'm gonna do is throw a screen protector on it, a glass one to protect the screen. And by the way, let's talk about that real quick. The current glass screen protectors are out right now at the time of me making this video. They are not that good. In fact, I'm using one right now that's at the time that I bought this thing and put it on my phone. Some company, it says 9H glass, tempered glass screen protector. I don't even see a name on this thing. So yeah, obviously some Chinese company, whatever. I grabbed it because I wanted something, you know, quick to throw in there, something cheap. And that's pretty much what I got because this thing is bubbling up. I got the little rainbow effect already. But again, that's for another time. Hopefully, as we get more accessories out to the market, we get better glass screen protectors. And I can share to you which ones are better. Overall, as far as this phone, I am really digging it. I had it for a couple of days now. Now, right now, I know you're seeing me unboxing this phone, but you know, this is just me, you know, recording over my unboxing part. But yeah, I had this phone for a couple of days now, and there's a lot of things that I'm really liking. You know, there are some things that obviously can be improved. For one, look, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, and let's start with the display. I agree to the point with the blue tint. I think they can do without it, and I can understand the issues that people have with it. With that said, it's really not as bad as it's been pushed out to be. You know, if you use your phone in a normal everyday scenario and when you have it, you know, tipped over, you're not gonna notice it. Majority of the time you notice that blue tint is when you got an all white background. Other than that, you're really not gonna notice. Now don't get me wrong, I agree with those that complain about it. It was a bad move by Google's part on that. I think they know it is, so. But should that keep you from buying a phone? Personally, I say before you think about canceling your pre-order or doing something else as far as swapping it out or whatever, play with the phone first, look at it, and then use it for a couple days. If it is really that big of a deal for you, yeah, by all means, go ahead and change it out. But yeah, don't just listen to the reviews and the complaints that people have, because yeah, they're not all good, you know, because some people just, you know, look for axe to grind, you know. And at the same time, to be fair, you may have had some people who may have got a really bad unit, and I don't want to dismiss that. You know, I was one of the people who got a bad unit when it came with the Galaxy Nexus and with the Thunderbolt when I first got it. So I understand having to replace a phone because you got a bad unit, and so I don't want to just bash those that may have had issues. But I'm just saying, just look at the phone and play with yourself before you make any decisions there. Like I said, overall, it's a really good device. I have no complaints at all about it. You know, and so far it sounds good, the display is good, the overall usability of Android is awesome, battery life is great. Like I said, I have no real complaints right now. I'm very glad I made this purchase. Up against the Note 8, I would have to say, look, the Note 8 has a more vibrant display, And for those that love those saturated colors, the vibrant colors, you're gonna love that. For those who want features such as the S Pen and all this other stuff, that's probably gonna be the phone for you. But for people like me who do not like TouchWiz, because we do not like how it lags at times, we do not like the slow updates, you wanted something to update from the Nexus 6P, I'm telling you, if you're looking to upgrade your Nexus 6P, you heard all the complaints out there, you're thinking about saying, maybe I should change my mind and wait for next year. Dude, you really don't have to wait till next year. Go ahead and jump on this Pixel 2 XL with the front-facing speakers. Yeah, it would be a good comparable exchange from going from your Nexus 6P to this now. While I'm here, I just want to talk about some other news real quick. Starting with iPhone X. Man, listen, I'm sitting there the other day just going through Twitter and just check some stuff out. And I've seen that there's some complaints about people that a lot of your YouTube reviewers are getting early access to the iPhone X, and there's just a lot of hate out there. So I'm kind of going to speak on that. Look, for a lot of people who love tech and look into tech, those are the people we go to anyway for our reviews. So I think it was a smart move by Apple to give it to them, because they know at the end of the day, people are not going to your standard news areas for your tech news. You go to your news site for news. But those that want tech, they go to those same tech reviewers. So it was a smart move by Apple's part to go ahead and give it to those guys. They know they're going to reach a certain audience. They know they're going to get out to the people they want to get to. Smart move by Apple. Kudos to those YouTubers that got a chance to get the iPhone and get early access to it. And to those that are upset with those people getting early access, hey man, just stop hating. I mean, they got an opportunity to do something. Hey, let them enjoy the opportunity, man, and just move on from there. Also, man, talking about where we are at in 2017. This has been a really good year for smartphones. Yeah, we've had some phones that had some hiccups here and there, stumbling out of the gate, and well, as they fall on their face, such as the Essential phone. You know, because for the Essential phone, they came out, you know, swinging, but that camera, at the end of the day, is what killed it from them. That was a real start for that. And then they waited too long. They should not have waited until the Pixel 2 XL got out there and all this other stuff, all that news got out into the open before they released that phone. That phone should have been out first thing as soon as they opened it, since they had their presentation to the public. And by failing to do that, that pretty much just shows the whole failure throughout the whole process of the whole Essential phone. Everything, like I said, from the phone to the camera to the, they just made too many missteps. It reminded me so much of what Motorola did back when they had the Motorola Droid Razer or Droid Max, I'm sorry, and the same time with the Note 2. I'm still stumbling over here, but the same time they had the Note 2 and the Razer back in the day. Man, they had an opportunity to get that phone out there. Droid Max, see, Motorola had so many phones, but that's when the Droid was doing big. But they had the Droid Max out there. And man, I was one of those people who was wanting the Droid Max, man. Battery life, Motorola, you know, I was feeling it. Well, they took too long to get that phone out there. Everybody like, man, release the thing in the summer, release it in the summer. Nah, between Verizon and Motorola, they decided to let this thing go on and on and on, and the phone didn't get released till close to fall. Well, by that time, Samsung had their next big thing unboxing. Release got out there. People started hearing rumors about the Note 2. Quad core. The first to quad core. What? Man, there was no way anybody was going to pick up that Motorola device. Not until we got a chance to see what the Note was looking like. And then we got a chance to see the Note. Reviews were getting out there. People was feeling it. Man, I know I was one of those people. Motorola didn't stand a chance. Samsung all the way then. And that was like the one time I went to Samsung. And I still liked Samsung back in the day. You know, and I have no issue with Samsung overall. I just do not like TouchWiz. That's just my personal preference. But point being, back to my story, is with the Essential. They made a blunder right there. They should have got that phone out there quick. And the first thing they should have did was send out an update or did something to update that camera. And if they didn't have the software for the camera, man, they could have used Google software. There was so much they could have done to kind of maybe improve or do something else to try to capitalize on those people who wanted that pure Android device such as the Pixel, the OnePlus, and the Essential. There was so many people digging that at the time. Like, let's check it out. We like that build. And Essential had like a lot of momentum, but unfortunately, yeah, here in November they fell straight on their face, and I don't see them recovering. And in fact, I already made a comment that they will end up being the feature phone of Boost Mobile before the year is over, because even Sprint is having a hard time getting that phone sold, and they're slashing prices left and right, and nobody is really biting. It's like, why would I pay money for this when I can just save the money for the Pixel 2, the Pixel 2 XL, or go over there with Apple? There's some other devices out there that just a much better choice. And even at that similar price point that the current Essentials are right now, maybe you can go over there and swing that Moto Z2 Play at a much better overall device. So yeah, guys, if you're someone interested in an Essential phone, I say you better check it out. But man, that they really fell on their face right there. To close out though, real quick, man. I mean, I said I was so excited about all the phones here in the 2017 and what they get out there, and yeah, man, HTC, everybody really did a good job this year. And there's a new player to the game, and that's Razer right now. Now, I ain't talking about the Motorola Droid Razer, not those guys. I'm talking about the Razer computers. Those people who are known for gaming laptops and computers are now on to Android. Got a nice little Android phone out there. I saw some early reviews on it. The phone is looking really good. In fact, the only complaint that I'm seeing right now so far is just in the camera department. And when I say the camera department, it's not that the camera is horrible. It's just in the year where even when you got Google with a great camera, Samsung with a great camera, HTC having a pretty decent camera, LG with a good camera. I mean, and then obviously Apple, they can always keep them a good camera right there. With everybody having a good camera out there, it's like, man, you do not want to be the phone slipping up in the camera department this year. And unfortunately, yeah, that may be one of the things that may cause a problem with them this year. But I will say this, if that $699 price point end up being where they go for, that is a sweet price point. It may make people think about, well, with all the news about the Google Pixel 2 XL and the display issues and all this stuff, I'm not quite feeling buying that phone at $1,000. I might check out that Razer, you know, just give it a try. I mean, it got the specs, it got the front-facing speakers that people like it, and man, that 120 hertz refresh rate, they are saying that display is the best overall as far as the smoothest and overall feel of the device. And if you love playing games on your phone, that may be it for you. I think the only problem that they're going to have in selling this phone is the simple fact that Android, they just don't have the games that, at least I haven't encountered, that where it really is going to cause people to really want to come over and say, I need to get this device because I need this device to play games. That's going to be the problem. They're going to have to find a way around that. They're going to find a way to get games out there that can take advantage of that hardware. And that's going to be a challenge. Now, if they're able to do that, yeah, they'll be able to take advantage of it. But yeah, playing by NVIDIA Shield, and yeah, Android do not have the games, at least that I have seen, that made it worth saying that, yeah, Android is the platform you need for the hardcore gaming. And besides, most people that play games on their phones, they're not trying to go hardcore with it. They just want something just to pass time, you know. A little 2, 3, 4 minute game here or there. And most that people are probably spending on the game is, 20, 30 minutes if they're at the airport, if that. So that's going to be a really big challenge for Razer to see if they're able to find a way to grab those gamers. But hey, overall, I think this could be the phone that could spark the development area. And when I say development, I'm talking about the ROM people, those that was in ROM and rooting, because this is that phone that people dreamed of when we were back in the day rooting in ROM. And man, we had a phone like this that we could throw ROM on, we could develop on. That may be it, and maybe it's gonna spark something for them. But it's gonna be interesting to see if Razer will be able to overcome all that. But hey, for a first phone, from what I'm seeing out there in the reviews, very good phone. I'm feeling it, I'm liking it. Hey, this is definitely gonna be something I would suggest people keep their eyes on. Anyway, this is PC747. Had the opportunity again with you to talk with you about my thoughts on Android, my thoughts on the Pixel 2 XL. I'm ready to go. Let's go ahead and get this phone, SIM card in. Let's go. Overall, the Pixel 2 XL, very good phone. I have no real complaints. Display is not as bad as people complain about it. That the color being quote muted, you know what? I like the color. I love the display. It's not as vibrant as Samsung. Maybe, and I don't think they really need to go with that Samsung way. I don't think they need to go accurate as far as colors. Maybe throw just a little bit of a pop there, here and there. But overall, I'm liking it. I don't really see the need to change out. For me, I feel like this is the best phone of the year, or one of the best phones of the year. But hey, in the coming weeks, we will be talking about what we think are the 2017 phone of the year. So stay tuned for that, and I am out.